and, mental illnesses that we see, the addictions that we see, people are, embarrassed about it. For those 8 years that I struggled, it was a secret. No one knew. The few people who did have an idea about it, they didn't know how to approach me because I presented so well. I was a professional, looked happy all the time, but I was wearing a mask. So that's what my first book is about. I talk about ripping that mask off and living in our truth. It's the hardest thing that I feel like we have to do as humans. I was talking to Kobe, we were talking yesterday about the fact that we're the only species that has this level of intelligence, right? When you think about it, and we're able to choose, we're able to decide, we're able to select and, make choices in this life, versus certain animals and species that, it's instinctive, so we'll talk about, that kind of relates to what we'll talk about again. We talked about sex addiction and porn addiction yesterday. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, and then we'll round it out with drugs and alcohol addiction, because we talked about food on Monday. We talked about gambling on Tuesday. We talked about retail versus shopping addiction on Wednesday. Yesterday was sex and porn addiction. So today we're rounding out, like I said, drugs and alcohol. But there are other addictions out there, you guys. It's not like I'm just making this little list and saying, hey, these are the only ones. There's so many things, when we dig deeper and go inward, like I always talk about, doing that self-introspection, learning ourselves, but I talk about all that stuff. Get a chance, Monday through Friday, hop on with me. It's always a good time because in between sharing those little pieces of information, I play inspirational music, motivational music. I ask you guys to share whatever motivates you. We dance, we play old school. It goes from rap to hip hop, jazz, whatever. So hang out for a while. And like I said, come get your energy up any day of the week, except Saturday and Sunday. Those are my days to recharge my battery. Because once you hang out with me for a while, you'll see too. Hey, shorty. Oh, it's snowing again? You'll see I have a lot of energy, so anytime someone mentions energy, I have to twirl because it helps to get it out. 30. Said, let's go eat breakfast. I already had my breakfast at like 4 o'clock this morning. Scrambled eggs. No, I had fried eggs, but I always take the yolk out. Keno likes the yolk. And I don't like that yolk. Y'all know I be talking about health stuff, cholesterol, watch your eggs, y'all. People thinking you're healthy because you eat, like, even the healthy stuff, you gotta be careful. But yeah, y'all, so I'm a Gemini, which is why Cedric was able to throw me off my game just now. Whenever I'm speaking and I read these comments, I be going on, it's called the magical carpet ride. I got a lot of energy. I love hopping on here and sharing little pieces of information that I feel have helped me to stay sober, get sober, stay sober. But also because of that, I've made some major changes in a lot of areas of my life that I like to just talk about. I also have the beautiful blessing of having, because of my personality, like seen a lot of things, done a lot of things in terms of like reading a lot, going a lot of places. So I like to share, things that I picked up along the way. And like I said, things that I apply to my life to try to get a little better each day. That's all I'm doing on here. So if you want to hang out Monday through Friday, you get up that early, 12, 7, I'm up. Like this morning, I woke up at like 1 probably because I went to bed early again, y'all. I have to sleep when I can. That's another thing I've shared with you guys. I have insomnia, which I don't like that label anymore. I'm just learning to respond to my body and trying to like, I spent so many years trying to figure things out that finally now it's almost like, because I'm trying to take a more natural, holistic approach to certain things, even with certain titles. I think we talked about it the first week. I said, hey, who are you without the titles, without the labels, right? Without, like I said, I'm a daughter, a mother, like I used to be a pharmaceutical rep. I used to be, so it's like, what are you without all those things? And for me, I've just been on this amazing, beautiful, painful, challenging journey where God has finally been revealing to me who I truly am. And so I'm sharing that as well. Thank you, Frankie boy. Thank you. Come on in, guys. So I like to just share that too, y'all. It's been a bumpy ride, but I'm enjoying it. I'm like, there are times when I cry and cry and cry. There are times when I laugh and laugh and laugh. There are times when I'm angry about certain things, but I've learned how to cope. Before 2016, I didn't know how to deal with my feelings and my emotions because I had never, I guess, been in certain situations. When you're new to something, it's like, whoa, it's being slapped across your forehead for the first time. For me, going through my divorce, my ex-husband was like my only real like relationship, because prior to him, like I was only 19 when I met him. You get what I'm saying? So my whole 20s, that's all I knew. So becoming divorced at 30, single mom at 30, really catapulted me into making some choices that really affected my life. is that? Yeah, right, 12/7. To me, that's just your normal routine now, right? Because that's how I see it. I follow this guy on Instagram named Before 5 a.m. and I love him. He's so positive, but it's like, hey, some people just don't sleep 8 hours a day, and it's okay. I had to really work on that because I was like trying to force myself to be like everybody else, and reading stuff about you should do this, you should do that, and then you gotta try to you have to tailor things to fit your lifestyle. The other day I mentioned the BMI scale, right? That thing will have you looking crazy if you went by what they say you should weigh at this height. Men and women are different, right? We're all different when it comes to our diet, what it requires to energize and fuel our bodies, right? So something that works for me who's 5'9", right, is not gonna work for a woman who's 5'1" or 5'2". Definitely. Right, 12/7. You take some of that energy, you gotta take. Right, Cedric. I love that. I channeled it like crazy, Cedric. People are always like, where does that come from? I'm like, all my life, y'all. My poor parents. Wally G said, I love that. Hey, y'all, my parents, bless their heart. My mom passed away last summer, y'all, but even up to the day before she passed away was my birthday. Singing on the phone, we're laughing. My mom was like my #1 fan, and she just loved my energy, and she embraced that. I had to learn to embrace it myself because it's a lot. I've had to learn how to tame myself. I know how to act, but it's a lot. I have a lot of energy. So you say you ready to build houses? Yes, thank you, cool CRS. I appreciate you. So yeah, I just get on here and it's just real. I'm gonna play a song in a second. And I love this song. It's by D1, and I talked about him before. He's just a real positive brother, but he promotes positivity. He talks about his relationship with God, but it's not in your face, and I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing people, but the religious stuff that I feel like we're missing, or as a whole we're missing, is because it's too, I can't put my finger on how to describe it, but from what I see, it's so important that we just humanize this thing, right? We're all having a human experience. So I'm not gonna look at the next person. Thank you, Cedric. Thank you, Wally G. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at the next person, y'all, and be like, oh, I'm clean now, and judging. No, I'm actually gonna go back into the trenches and pull people up with me, right? Yeah. Whatever, 12/7. Nope, that's the thing. They be trying to keep up with me. You gotta catch me first. That's the problem. Oh, we gotta get past the 30, 60, 90 day plan. We can't get past that. I've been divorced for 16 years. Anyway, y'all. At the end of the day, though, I think it's so important that we normalize these conversations. Normal, as I'm laughing and trying to be serious, 12/7, you're a mess. But yeah, we're laughing on here, we joke, but we're also talking about those serious things, y'all, that I feel like it's time. It's 2024. Things are, I don't know about y'all, but it's crazy. I'm like, what? That's all I can say. Hey, Raven. Are any of y'all like that? What can we do to make a little bit of change with something? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know why I got bit by this bug. Why do I care? Hey, Raven. But I just want to share, y'all, that it's possible to make those small changes, right the ship in your life. Small changes, right? I think we see these commercials and we hear these songs, or we'll see someone who's successful and it just appears that it happened overnight, right? We live in a microwavable society. Even here on TikTok, everything is just boom, how many followers? Get rid of that stuff, right? Get rid of that stuff because we're losing sight, like I said, of this human experience. At the beginning of the year, I talked about getting back to handwritten letters, right? Stationery, going to Dollar Tree, buying a little pack of cards, sending that to your mom, or sending that to a friend or a coworker, and just saying, hey, I hope you have a great Friday today, right? We get so caught up in these text messages now, and it's like, where is the humanity? I love people, y'all, so bear with me because I'm pleading for everyone to get back to that. My family will tell you I'm not a big phone person when it comes to just randomly talking on the phone, but I talk to each one of my family members every week, for the most part. Even my nieces, even my nephew this morning, I text them.